Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have joined today for the contest chair training, in which we will be covering all online and offline contests, be it club contest, area contest, division contest, district contest, evaluation, humorous, table topic, um, international speech contest, everything. Okay. Let me tell you, first, we will go by the rules and some of the guidelines that the program quality team has described for this program year. Welcome, District Director Zahid sir. To begin with, I'll have, first few things. It will be a very interactive session. So in any case you have any doubts, you can just unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I'll first start with few things. You can see this is Toastmasters website. Now, why have I opened it? The question must be, how do I know about being the contest chair? So to tell you, a contest chair, if you want to be, has predefined guidelines. They are already written in Toastmasters International and you can find them in contest rulebook. And I'll find it right before you. You can see this is speech contest rulebook. It is there and anyone can download it. Okay, it is a free resource. This rulebook acts like a Bible and it has everything that one needs to know about conducting a fair contest. First, we should understand our district has 4 contests, primarily evaluation, humorous, table topic, and international speech contest. Now, in this program here, we have already completed evaluation and humorous speech contest. We are yet to begin with table topic and international speech contest. Guidelines for all of them are same. I will share you resources as well. First and foremost, we should understand the general rules for all Toastmasters speech contests. Okay. I'm repeating once again for the members. If you have any doubts, you can just unmute yourself and ask directly. Okay. Here comes the main point. The first one is eligibility. To be eligible to compete in any official Toastmasters speech contest. Okay. So as a contest chair, my first priority are the participants and who all are eligible to be in the contest, which becomes a big question mark. You cannot be contesting in each and every club. Which club is eligible? Which members are eligible? We need to know. So the first point comes here in our guidelines as a contest chair is the eligibility of the participants. So to be eligible to compete in any official Toastmaster speech contest, a member must be a paid member of a club in the area, division, and district in which they are competing. Paid member means his fee should be submitted for semi-annually or annually. So for example, if it is an annual club, the fee will be submitted for July to June. And if it is a semi-annual club, then if the contest is before December, then July to December. If it is after December, then from January to June. Be a paid member of a club in the area, division, and district in which they are competing. The club must also be in good standing. Now, this is an important point. What do you mean by a good standing club? A good standing club means that there are 8 members in the club, out of which the executive committee has 1 president, any vice president, and 1 secretary. These 3 Executive role members are compulsory for a club to be in good standing. Minimum 8 members, and then a president, any vice president, and a secretary. A new dual or reinstated member must have dues and membership application current with world headquarters, which means if you do not see that participant's name in the club central, that is the club roster, you cannot allow him to participate. So if he is a paid member, his name should be there in the club roster. And how do you start it with? You ask the vice president education or the president of the club in which you are going to provide you the club roster. That is the first thing you will see. And you will ask about the club status as well. If it is in good standing, once you confirm it, then you can allow the participants to fill the forms. Now, maintain eligibility at all levels of any contest. Now, what do you mean by levels? Okay. If at any level it is determined that a contestant was ineligible to compete at any previous level, the contestant must be disqualified. This disqualification must occur even if the ineligibility is discovered at a later level and has been corrected. So, for example, we will have March renewals now, and there is a participant who tries to compete in April, and I'm conducting a contest in April, okay, any contest. And this member did not renew his fee, okay. So it means in the April contest, he cannot contest. Now, let's take another example. There was this evaluation contest which happened before March. Okay, that time the participant was eligible, he participated, he became first also. Now he is representing himself in the area contest, which is happening after March renewal, and he has not renewed. Do you think he can participate? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe?
No, ma'am, he cannot participate.
Exactly. That is what I'm talking about. He cannot. So at all the contests, whether it is club, area, division, district, or even the international contest, he has to be a paid member of Toastmasters International, and his club has to be in good standing. Both the conditions must satisfy. Now, in addition to be eligible to compete in the international speech contest, a member must have earned certificates of completion in level 1 and 2 of any path in the Toastmasters Pathways Learning Experience or earned a Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Now, in the bold letters, please see this international speech contest. Many a times, this is a confusion that do a participant need to complete level 1 and level 2 for evaluation, table topic, humorous? No. This guideline is only there for international speech contest, that a participant should have completed level 1 and level 2, that too of pathways. So it has happened before. I'll give you the last year's example. This happened in a district that there was a division contestant and she had not completed pathways level. She had done the competent leadership handbook and she became ineligible and she was not allowed to compete in a division contest, and it was later disclosed. Okay, this happened, and this happened in their district, so that is their business, but I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so along with the level 1 and level 2, if there is a person who is already a DTM, so he can participate. Okay, however, a charter member of a club chartered less than 1 year before the club contest is permitted to compete without having completed this requirement. The club must have officially chartered before the area contest. So, for example, there is this new club and only 2 months have been completed after its chartering. Do we require this level 1 and level 2 category? No, we don't require this. Any participant from that club can compete since it is a newly chartered club and it should have chartered before the area contest. This is another thing. Okay, I'll provide you this link of rule book in the chart. Now, who all are ineligible apart from these things? The following are ineligible to compete in any Toastmasters speech contest. First, incumbent international officers and directors, which means the ones who are about to become district officers. Okay, region advisors or region advisor applicants. District officers whose term expire on June 30. District director, program quality director, club growth director, administration manager, finance manager, public relations manager, division director, area director. International officer and director candidates. Okay, immediate past district directors. Candidates for district positions selected by district council for the term beginning by upcoming July 1. So the ones who are already completed, like who are now going to become district officers for the new program year that is going to come. Members who are serving in contest official or presenter roles that meet the following criteria. So apart from these, okay, now there must be a question like, why do we not allow these people? So you understand, right? These are big names, big designations. They come in a position of authority, right? So they may have an added advantage. So that is why we don't allow them to participate in the contest. Now that is a basic thing that you can see in the outside world as well. Now, members who are serving in contest official or presenter roles can also not participate in the contest. And let us see what role players are those. Voting judge, tie-breaking judge, or chief judge at the same contest type in which they would be competing beyond the club level in any district. Contest type. Now, let's understand few terms. One is contest type. Contest type means the type of contest, which is evaluation, humorous, table topic, international. Okay, contest type done. Now, in which they would be competing beyond the club level in any district. So, which means I am a voting judge at the club level. Fine. Now I participated in a club, I won, and now I am about to represent myself in area. Can I be voting judge in another club contest? No. So if I have won and I am about to represent above the club level, area, division, district, anything, I cannot be a voting judge anywhere. Simple, sober. Okay? Voting judge, tie-breaking judge, chief judge cannot be anywhere. Let's just keep it that simple. Timer, ballot counter, that is your tally counter, sergeant at arms, or any other contest official role for the same contest in which they would be competing. So, for example, Siliguri Queens Toastmasters Club decides to organize a contest, and there is a sergeant at arms, there are 2 timers, there are 2 tally counters, and now timer comes as, okay, I can be timer also and I want to participate also. No, that doesn't go well. So, if a person wants to be a role player, he cannot be the participant in the same contest. This is what it means. A presenter of any education session, a contest chair, a contest toastmaster, or any event committee chair for the event at which the contest will be held, including area, division, and district events, as well as the international convention. So, for example, you must have seen that many a times in some places there is a contest and there is also a keynote speaker. So they present the keynote speaker before and then they go to the contest zone. Now, the keynote speaker is also not allowed to participate. The contest chair is also not allowed to participate. And if there is any other person who is involved in, organizing this contest, can also not participate as a contestant. This is what this point number C says. Now, the winner of the World Championship for Public Speaking held in August during the International Convention is also not eligible to compete in the International Speech Contest again at any level. Okay, so if there is a person who has won the World Championship for Public Speaking, he can also not compete. The winner of the Video Speech Contest announced at the International Convention is not eligible to compete in the Video Speech Contest again. Winners of the Video Speech Contest may compete in the International Speech Contest in subsequent years if all their eligibility requirements are met. So video speech contest is some different contest type. That is what they have written. Okay, now 10th point is important. Toastmasters who are members in more than one club and who meet all the eligibility requirements are permitted to compete in the club contest in each club in which they hold paid membership. Now, this is fine. So, for example, Vandita Shukla is there. Vandita Shukla is member of 3 clubs. I am allowed to participate in all the 3 clubs, provided the clubs are in good standing and I am a paid member. Allowed. But no contestant can compete in more than one area speech contest of a given type, even if the 2 areas are in the different divisions or district. Now, from out of 3 clubs, in 2 clubs, I win. And I am about to represent in 2 different areas. Am I allowed to? No. I can only participate in one area contest and represent one club. So, for example, these 2 clubs were part of one area only. Then also I had to choose from which club am I going to represent myself in the area contest. So, that is how it is when we go beyond the club levels. which you will see will happen in most of the cases. So 10th point is very common. So you have to be very aware if that person is competing in 2 or more areas. Each contestant must be physically present to compete beyond the club level. Participation by audio, video, or other remote technology is not permitted beyond the club level. Exceptions: participants in the international speech contest, region, quarterfinals, and video speech contest. So at present, we are having area, division, and district hybrid contest, and some of the places they are having completely online contest. So the simple thing that it means is, if it is an online contest, a person has to be present there. If it is an offline contest, then the person has to be present. So beforehand only, they have to decide what is going to be the means, and the participant has to be available. Now, this is for the chief judge. Yet I will tell you, to be a chief judge, voting judge, or tie-breaking judge at a Toastmasters speech contest, you must meet all eligibility requirements identified below. At a club contest, be a paid member. Now, this also comes as a query that can I be voting judge in a club contest, and do I need to fill that level 1 and level 2? No, level 1 and level 2 is not required at a club contest. You have to be just a paid member. At any area, division, or district contest, be a paid member for minimum 6 months. Have completed a minimum 6 month speech projects in the competent communication manual, or earned 6 certificates of completion in level 1 and level 2 of any path in Toastmasters Pathways Learning. Simple. If I have to be voting judge, tie-breaking judge, okay, or a chief judge beyond the club level, I should have completed level 1 and level 2. If I am using that competent leadership still now, competent communication, then I have to complete the 6 projects out of it. Okay. And the one thing is, I have to be member for minimum 6 months. Now, only members who join Toastmasters prior to the rollout of pathways in their region can apply speeches for the competent communication manual towards eligibility for judging. So there was a member, like I became member in 2018, and in 2018 pathways had not come. So that time people only used to do competent communication. If there is a person who had completed 6 speeches that time and he is not following pathways, still he is eligible to be the voting judge. But if there is a person now, he enrolls himself now in 2024 or 2023, and he wishes to do competent communication, complete the 6 projects, and then comes to you that to be the judge, he cannot be. So as the pathways have been introduced now, so the compulsion is of level 1 and level 2 for being the judge beyond club level. Eligibility, do you guys understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's understand the selection sequence. The first thing is, we need to understand that evaluation, table topics, and humorous speech contest are only till district level. Okay. Only the international speech contest is there, which goes beyond district to the world level. This is how it has to be. Now, speech subject and preparation. Let us go to this 4th point. The subject of all international humorous and tall tales contest speeches must be selected by the contestant. So if a person comes and asks you, and it is a query for new members mostly, that what kind of speeches can we give? Any kind of speeches which are universal in nature. Okay. The subject of the table topic contest speeches must be determined by the contest chair as outlined in table topic contest section of this rule book. If it is a table topic contest, which we will go in detail, then the table topics, which the chief judge will choose one, those topics will be given by you. The options of table topics to the chief judge will be given by you. Subject of evaluation contest speeches must be limited to oral evaluations of the test speaker's speech as outlined in the evaluation contest section of this rule book. Contestants must create their own speeches and each must be substantially original. Okay, originality criteria will now come. 25% or less of the speech may be devoted to quoting, paraphrasing, or referencing another person's content. Any quoted, paraphrased, or referenced content must be so identified during the speech presentation. Now let's understand this point in detail. This point says only 25% maximum limit can be quoted or paraphrased from outside source. The question, that first thing should come in your mind is, what is this 25% out of? 25% of the total time taken by the speaker. Do you get it? Yeah. So this is first thing. Now, what all comes in paraphrasing and referencing and quoting? One by one. If there is a quotation by famous leader, let's say Mahatma Gandhi, George Bush, anybody, these are quotations directly copied. Second, an incident that has happened in history and you are narrating it in your speech. Could be Battle of Panipat, could be story of Rani Jhansi, could be anything related to Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, okay, any of the holy scriptures. Second is any speech that has already been delivered. So, for example, which happens a lot is most of the people have their stories as inspirational stories from failure to success. And you will see sometimes there is a lot of similarity in the speeches. Now, similarity in the speeches and same speeches are two different concepts. Same speeches means Garima had delivered a speech before, and I got some good ideas from Garima's speech, and I took out some points from her speech, added it in my speech, and delivered it. The person who is listening to this speech, who has already listened to Garima's speech, will already get to know that, okay, this speech was delivered by Garima before, and she has copied, and it is more than 25%. This comes. Now, another point could be, for example, Garima's speech is also about single women, and my speech is also about single women. Two similar concept, but my story has me as a character, my difficulties. Garima's story has her own difficulties, which are completely way different from mine. This is allowed. Similar speeches are allowed, but same speeches which have more than 25% of the content same should be disqualified. Okay. Now, this point, identify during the speech presentation, which means before the results are announced, the protest has to be raised. Now, who can raise the protest? Big confusion always happens. Only the participants and the voting judges. If you are a contest chair, if you are a timer, you are a sergeant at arms, you know this, that this person quoted, this has been taken out, but it was a protest was not raised. You don't have any choice. The protest has to be raised by only whom? Only by the participants and the voting judges. And that too before the results are announced. Okay, that point done. Now, one more thing here comes. If I have taken a quotation, and this is a quotation of Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa, I have to specifically mention as said by Mahatma Gandhi. And if I don't remember from where I read it or who said it, then I can say, I read it somewhere. So and so the quotation. This is also fine. So when you are quoting someone, you have to tell the reference. And if you don't remember the reference, you can just say from somewhere, from somebody. Now, before all contests, every contestant must certify in writing to the chief judge that the content of their speeches or will be substantially original by using the speaker's certification of eligibility and originality. This is the importance of eligibility and originality certificate that we ask the contestants to fill before. If there is a person who has not filled it, he cannot go ahead in the contest. Compulsory, mandatory thing to be done. All the participants need to fill the certification of eligibility and originality. Now, contestants must not reference another contestant or a speech presented by another contestant during their speech at the same contest in which they are competing. This is a new thing. It has come and it is very important. You cannot take the name of a fellow contestant and you cannot derive anything from the fellow contestant's speech as well. All contestants will speak from the same platform or area designated by contest chair. So, which happens in the offline setup. In offline setup, contest chair actually walks and shows how much is this speech area. Now, if it is an online setup, what will you do? Online setup, we will just say, so ideally what we say is, we say, be in a position in which your face, hands, legs, everything is comfortably visible. And that is why we do audio video check before. So in any case, you feel that, the contestant is too far or contestant is not properly visible, you can ask that contestant to do so. Okay, so designated area, same for everybody. Which also means another point. There will be contestants who want to sit or stand. Happens every time. It is up to the contestants' wish whether they want to sit or whether they want to stand. This will be covered in the delivery portion of the ballot, and it is up to the voting judge. If he feels that okay, his posture while he was sitting was going well with the speech, no issue. If he feels that contestant was just sitting using hand gestures, he could have stood up, done some stage movements, could have come across a better speaker, then the voting judge can mark him accordingly. So it is up to the voting judge. Contestants are free to sit or stand as per their wishes. Now, in offline contest, a lectern or podium will be available. However, use of the lectern and podium is optional. If amplification is necessary, a lectern or podium, a fixed mounted microphone and a portable microphone must be made available. All equipment must be available for contestants to practice there with prior to the contest. So, for example, if it is an offline contest and there are collar mics, there are hand mics, so you should provide them to the contestants before so that they can rehearse and see how it goes while they deliver. Contestants are responsible for arranging their preferred setup of the lectern, podium, microphone, and other equipment in quiet manner before being introduced. And if there is a contestant who wants certain kind of setup, like his microphone has to be in this area, the podium has to be in this area, or there are so props need to be used, it is his responsibility. He has to take your permission, but it is his responsibility to arrange it. So, for example, at the end of the day, he comes to you and says, because the podium was not in the right position, I couldn't deliver nicely. You will just say to him, it was your responsibility, as stated in the contest rule book, that you have to arrange your setup yourself. Now, general procedure. Point number 5. At each level of a Toastmasters speech contest, a specified number of voting judges and officials are required. Most important. At club contest, a contest chair, chief judge, at least 5 voting judges, a tie breaking, and 2 counters, that is 2 tally counters, and 2 timers are appointed, unless impractical. So there has to be 1 contest chair, 1 chief judge, at least 5 voting judges, a tie breaking judge, 2 tally counters, 2 timers. These are compulsory things. Okay. At area contest, there must be an equal number of voting judges from each club in the area, or a minimum of 5 voting judges. In addition to these voting judges, a contest chair, chief judge, tie-breaking judge, same for all. Okay. The only difference is in division contest, there will be 7 voting judges. In district contest, 7 voting judges. Okay, and if you go up, then the number of judges starts increasing. Now, point number 8. Voting judges at all levels must remain anonymous when practical. The contest chair may appoint a contest toastmaster. In such cases, the term contest toastmaster should be used for the member supporting the contest chair. A contest toastmaster is also ineligible to compete in the contest at which they are serving. What does this mean? You must have heard this phrase, contest master. Okay. So, what does that contest master do? Sergeant Rams opens the room and he gives the stage to contestant, and contestant gives the stage to contest master. Contest master's basic role and responsibility is for the proceeding. He's like the MC. Okay, he will call upon the contestant will speak, deliver, and go back. And then at the end, he will call you as the contest chair and ask you to reveal the results. That is it. So, if you feel that, you have too many things to handle, and mostly it happens in offline contests, that you have to prepare the certificates also, you have to see if everything is going fine, you can appoint a contest master for your help. In online contests, if you want, you can. If you don't, it's not a problem. Contest officials must not serve in more than 1 role for the same contest at the area, when practical, division, district, and so on. So in the club level contest, timer can be the sergeant at arms and can be the tech master. Fine. But in area, division, and district, timer cannot play any other role. So timer has to be timer, sergeant at arms has to be sergeant at arms, and tech master has to be tech master. Okay. If a contestant is absent from the briefing, the alternate speaker, if present, is permitted to attend the briefing in place of the primary contestant. So that is what we say. I have assigned my proxy. You can do the briefing and give me the contestant order. If the primary contestant is not present when the person conducting the contest is introduced, the primary contestant is disqualified and alternate officially becomes the contestant. which means if you have announced the name of a contestant to come and deliver the speech and that contestant is not present, he is disqualified. Should the primary contestant arrive after the briefing but before the person conducting the contest is introduced, the primary contestant is permitted to compete, provided the primary contestant reports to the contest chair upon his or her arrival, has all required paperwork in good order. Paperwork means the certificate of eligibility and originality before the person conducting the contest is introduced to begin the contest. Waives the opportunity of a briefing. So just come before. So if he has skipped the briefing, no problem. But as soon before his name is called out, that person should be there. If his name is called out and you are waiting in an online contest that, okay, let's wait for him for 5 minutes to join. No, that is not allowed. If his name is announced, he's not there, directly he is disqualified. Before the contest, voting judges, counters, and timers are briefed on their duties by the chief judge. Now, this is an important point. Who briefs who? Timers are briefed by chief judge. Now, usually the briefing, in the briefing, contest judge does briefing for all. Fine, I also have no problem. But tomorrow, if the timer, if something happens with the timer, let's say the timer screen was not visible properly, or, a participant comes that, I was not able to see the timer cards, or anything happens, and any questions are made against the timers, you have to say, chief judge had to brief the timer. If the chief judge explicitly asked you to brief, then that is another case. But if chief judge is also not bothered, then it is not your responsibility to brief the timer. Okay. Each voting judge receives the appropriate ballot for the contest. So this part is for the chief judge, that he has to provide ballots to all the voting judges. Now, timers receive the speech contest time record sheet and instructions for timers. If necessary, they also receive instruction in the proper use of the timing equipment. That is fine. Ballot counters receive tally counter sheet. I will show you how all these resources look like. Now, this is also part for the chief judge, that chief judge has to elect a tie-breaking judge. Okay. Now, point number S. For the International Humorous and Tall Tales contest, the contest chair must introduce each contestant by announcing the contestant's name, speech title, and contestant's name. Vandita Shukla, Sky is pink, Vandita Shukla. This is how it has to be announced. So many times what we see is contest chair comes and he says Vandita Shukla and the person starts speaking. No, the proper way to announce the contestant or to welcome him is contestant name, speech title, contestant name. For table topic contest, the contest chair must introduce each contestant by announcing the contestant's name, topic, and contestant's names. Okay. For evaluation contest, the contest chair must introduce each contestant by announcing the contestant's name twice. So, for example, contestant number 1, Vandita Shukla, contestant number 1. This is it for evaluation speech contest. Contestants in the International Humorous and Tall Tales contest are permitted to remain in the same room throughout the duration of the contest. Now, one big thing, why do we need breakout room? Okay, in online setup, we have breakout room setup, and in offline setup, what we do is, in table topic and evaluation speech contest, after the tiebreaker has spoken, all the other contestants, except the contestant number 1, are taken outside of the main room and made to sit somewhere that they cannot listen what is happening in the main room. This is for the offline contest. For online contest, process is very simple. Open a breakout room and allocate contestant number 2 till the last in the breakout room along with the sergeant at arms. So wherever they are in the sergeant at arms has to be there. And one more thing, in the evaluation contest, participants are required to leave the room after the test speech has been delivered, as outlined in the evaluation contest section of this rule book. Table topic contestants must stay out of the room until the preceding speaker has completed their response to the topic as outlined. There will be 1 minute of silence between contestant speeches, during which voting judges and tie-breaking judge will mark their ballots. All voting judges and tie-breaking judge will judge all contestants. The chief judge does not judge contestants. Most important, chief judge does not mark the contestants. When the last contestant finishes speaking, the contest chair will ask for silence until the ballot counters have collected all ballots. The chief judge will notify the contest chair when all the ballots have been collected. The contest must only resume once this notification is received. Now, in addition to this, one more point is, after the contestant number 1 has spoken, what will he or she do? if it is an evaluation or table topic or any other contest. In international and humorous speech contests, they can switch off their video. They can sit however they like. They can keep their video on or video off. That is their wish. But in evaluation and table topic contests, it is advised and it is requested that the contestant, after their speech is completed, have to keep their video on. Okay. And also, when will you start the interviews? You will first ask the chief judge if all the ballots have been collected. Once that is done, then you can start the interviews. In order for a ballot to be valid, judges shall complete their ballots by entering their choices for first, second, third, and sign and print their names. So this is for the chief judge. Now, point number L. Once all the ballots have been collected, the ballot counters and the chief judge will leave the contest area and proceed to the counting room. Okay. Point number 2. Once the results have been tabulated and verified, the chief judge records the ranking of all the contestants on the notification of contest winner form. This is also a form, but usually this form is required in the offline setup, in online setup as well. But what we usually do is we ask the chief judge to present the result and sign the results. So that form looks like that only, which is submitted to the contest chair for the next level or the world headquarters in case of the international speech contest at any district level. The chief judge records the names of the winners in reverse order on the results form and gives it to the contest chair. All ballots and the tally sheet will be kept by the chief judge until all the winners have been announced. After the winners have been announced, the chief judge will destroy all ballots, time record, and the tally sheet. So time record also needs to be destroyed. Nobody can have that. After conclusion of the contestant interviews, the contest chair announces the winners of the contest. In contest with 3 or more participants, a third place winner, a second place winner, and a first place winner will be announced. Winners will be announced in the reverse order. That is 3, 2, 1. In contest with fewer than 3 participants, a second place winner and a first place winner will be announced. Winners will be announced in reverse order. Now, winners must be announced prior to the end of the event. Now, if the contest is the only event taking place, winners must be announced before the contest adjourns. If multiple contests are taking place as part of a larger conference or event, winners from all contests must be announced before the end of the conference or event. Simple point. Now, one issue. Let's suppose while you are announcing, you made a mistake. You announced third place winner as the second place winner. If the chief judge is not there and the chief judge does not interrupt, then whatever you have spoken becomes the result. So that is the responsibility of the chief judge to sit till the results have been announced. And if there has been any mistake in announcement, chief judge has to interrupt and rectify. If that mistake has not been rectified, then whatever you have spoken becomes the result of the contest. Please, understand this very carefully. Now, this is fine. Now, timing of the speeches. Point number 6.
Can you repeat that once more?
Any question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's like if I announce
Yeah.
a wrong, if I'm the contest chair and I've announced the wrong result, and nobody interrupts, like the chief judge is not interrupting me, that means whatever I've said is the final.
Then whatever you have spoken becomes the result. So, for example, Garima in the result of chief judge was at third place, but due to some mistake, you announced the second place winner is Garima. And if chief judge is also not there, nobody interrupts you, then Garima becomes the second place winner, even though in the actual result of chief judge, she was the third place winner.
Fine, I get it, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever contest chair announces in the room, that is the exact result which will be taken forward. Okay. So chief judge has to sit. And as a contest chair, you should also ask the chief judge to stay till the results have been announced. So most of the times what happens is chief judge feels, okay, my duty is done. I have given the result to the contest chair. It is up to the contest chair. No, the chief judge has to sit and listen. Now, timing of the speeches. 2 timers are appointed by the chief judge. One is provided with a stopwatch and the other with a signaling device that displays green, yellow, and red colors. This is for the offline setup. In an online setup, both the timers have to record the timing. Also, both the timers have to be ready with the timing presentation. So sometimes, there can be technical glitches and timer 1 cannot display the time correctly and his screen is stuck and timer 2 notices that okay, now yellow card has to come, then timer 2 has to immediately share his screen and show the yellow card. So both the timers have to be in sync and have to be attentive that the timing that is being displayed in the contest is correct. The signaling device must be in full view of each contestant. So as a contest chair, that is why we do the timer check in online contest. And in offline contest also, you should ask the contestant whether he can see the timer or not. The timer with the stopwatch maintains and delivers to the chief judge the written record of elapsed time of each speech on the speech contest time record sheet. This constitutes the official time. Both the timers have to provide their timing record sheet to the chief judge. The timer managing the timing device ensures that the contestants are able to view an accurate green, yellow, and red signal at appropriate times during the speech. In some contests, timer changes his background. In some contests, timer shares the presentation. Are both these correct? Yes, both of them are correct. You have to ask the contestant if he is comfortable with both these things. Okay. If the background has been changed, then the contestant has to pin the timer accordingly. Like, contestant has to be comfortable with whatever timer is doing. If contestant feels a problem that okay, I'm not comfortable with this change of background, then you can ask the timer to show the presentations. All speeches delivered by contestants must conform to the timing guidelines for the contest. Point number 1. International and human speech contests are from 5 to 7 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds. Timer must not consider fractions of a second. A contestant is not qualified until their time reaches 4 minutes and 30 seconds and is not disqualified until their time reaches 7 minutes and 31 seconds. So 4 minutes 30 seconds to 7 minutes 30 seconds. This is the duration for the eligibility of the contestant. Table topic contest, 1 minute to 2 minute speeches. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. So minimum 1 and maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds for table topic. For evaluation, speeches must be from 2 to 3 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. So minimum 1 minute 30 seconds, more than 3 minutes 30 seconds in evaluation contest. Tall tales we don't do, so we can skip this. The point number F. Upon being introduced, the contestant must proceed immediately to the speaking position. Timing will begin with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. This usually will be the first word uttered by the contestant, but would include any other communication such as sound effects, a stage act by another person, etc. So this confusion keeps happening and it is most prominent in table topic contest. Contestants ask, do we get 10 seconds of thinking time? No. As soon as their name is announced and if they say anything or they do any changes in their setup. So for example, any sound plays from their background or they make changes in their facial expression, timing will start then and there. So no thinking time is there for the table topic contest. And no reading time is there for the evaluation contest. So in evaluation contest, some contestants ask, can we read the paper and then start? No. As soon as your name is announced and you do some activity, your timing starts. The speaker should begin speaking within a short time after arriving at the speaking area and is not permitted to delay the contest unnecessarily. Okay. So a contestant should not just stand still and do nothing. And if that happens for like prolonged period, for example, for 1 minute, 1 minute has elapsed or 2 minutes have elapsed and nothing is happening on the stage and the contestant is just still, it could be he got nervous or, he's not able to hear it properly. Something must have happened. That is why he's still, right? Then you have to intervene and ask contestant if everything is all right. And you should do this after 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, after a long period has elapsed. Sometimes that is part of their activity. Timers must provide warning signals to the contestants, which must be clearly visible for the speakers, but not obvious to the audience. Now, the green signal will be displayed at 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute and remain displayed for whatever seconds. So, now the basic thing is, if I have displayed the green card, that green card will not come down. It will stay still till the yellow card comes up. Is it clear for the offline contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in the online contest, obvious. If the green slide you
The
can
light.
see, then until the yellow one comes up, that green will stay on the screen. Now, point number 6. Any visually impaired contestant is permitted to request and must be granted a form of warning signal of their own choosing. Now, this can happen, okay? Acceptable warning signals would include, but not be limited to, a buzzer, a bell, or a person announcing the times at 5, 6, and 7 minutes. So, for example, green card comes at 5. So, if there is a person who cannot see, then the timer can just say 5. And if the yellow card has to come up, then he can say 6. Red card, then 7. That is it. He will not be notified 7 minutes 30 seconds have been done. No. Only 5, 6, and 7. Or else you can use a buzzer or a bell. If any special device or any specific instructions for such a signal is required, the contestant must provide the same. So whatever their disability is, they have to be honest with you and they have to tell you. For example, if there is a person who cannot listen even, then you have to think of something else. In the event of technical failure of the signal or timing equipment, a speaker is allowed for 30 seconds extra overtime without being disqualified. Do you see this? 30 seconds. Now, as per the district guidelines, so a district is free to choose its guidelines, and our program quality team has come up with guidelines that if it is an evaluation or table topic contest, then for technical glitches while the speaker is speaking, 30 seconds, we will give us a grace period. And if it is an international speech contest or humorous, then we will give 1 minute. Now, will the timer keep note of these 30 seconds? No, it is the duty of the chief judge. So how this is done is, so timer will keep noting down how much is the total time elapsed. And after the total time has been given to the chief judge has noted down that this person was having a technical difficulty. Then on the total time, he will minus 30 seconds. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Prior to announcing the results, the contest chair must announce the number of time disqualifications, but not the name of the contestants involved. So, if there was any disqualification based on originality, number will be said. 2 contestants were disqualified on the basis of eligibility and originality. 1 contestant was disqualified on the basis of timing. This is how disqualifications are announced. Now, protests and disqualifications. Our protests are limited to eligibility, originality, and reference to another contestant's speech and must only be lodged by voting judges or contestants. Any protest must be lodged with the chief judge or the contest chair prior to the contest be adjourned. So, if the contestant wants to raise a protest, he can come to you or the chief judge. The chief judge, contest chair, voting judges, and contestants must not consider protests from audience members. Before a contestant can be disqualified on the basis of originality or for referencing another contestant's speech, the contestant must be given an opportunity to respond to the voting judges. A majority of the voting judges must concur the decision to disqualify. Now, I will explain this process in a simplified manner. A protest was raised. Chief judge will take this up to voting judges. Voting judges will vote whether to take the protest or not. If the majority says yes, the protest will be taken. Now, the contestant will be invited and the chief judge will question him based on the questions raised by the voting judges. Voting judges will be allowed to listen to the answers of the contestant. Based on that, contestant will be asked to go out and the voting judges will again vote. And if the majority says yes, he should be disqualified, then the contestant gets disqualified. So even if the protest has to be taken or not, the majority has to vote yes. And let's suppose after the disqualification has happened. In that case, chief judge will just tell you the number of the contestants which are disqualified. Now, this point number D is important. The contest chair can disqualify a contestant on the basis of eligibility. If you feel the person is not active member, if you feel the club is not in good standing, if you feel that person has not submitted eligibility and speaker originality form, you can disqualify that person right away. All decisions of the voting judges and qualifying judges are final. Use of props and electronic devices, most important. Contestants who plan to use props must notify the contest chair prior to the contest. Contestants must abide by any venue restrictions on the use of props. So, for example, loud music is not allowed. Then the contestant must adhere to the same. All All props must be set up during the minute of silence prior to the contestant's speech and removed from the stage in the minute of silence following the speech. So 1 minute before and after, the prop can be set up and prop has to be removed. Contestants may enlist someone to help them with the props, but it is not the responsibility of the contest chair or any other contest official to do so. Contestants must demonstrate to the contest chair prior to the contest that the props can be set up and removed in the allotted times. So, if you see there are too many things, like a chair, a table, and even a sofa is being used, then he has to show you that in 1 minute, everything can be removed as well. If the contestant is unable to demonstrate this, the props cannot be used during the contest. Now, this international speech contest has come. Few things that we have to see. Audio, camera, lighting. So, audio must be clear and without echo. Camera must record in high definition.
I think যা তো সামান আসছে ওটা নিয়ে একদম বাইরে থেকে চৌকিদারকে দিয়ে
Okay, Garima, you are audible.
Sorry.
Now, for offline setup, the camera must record in high definition. Only single camera setup is permitted. Use of multiple camera angles is not allowed. The camera must be placed on a tripod to maintain stability and prevent unwanted movement. The camera must have an unobstructed in focus view of the contestant. So whatever camera you are using, it will be one and it should be high definition. And you have to see if it is recording carefully or not. And there can be a camera operator which can, keep monitoring the camera. Now, zooming is not permitted. So in whichever position you have put the camera, that is it. That is final. For any contestant, you cannot go and do videography through that camera. That, okay, I'm zooming in, I'm zooming out in the speech. No, that is not allowed. So one fixed position, the camera will be kept in and it will be same for all the contestants. Lighting. The speaking area must be fully lit. The speaker's facial expressions must be visible throughout the speech. The image should not be too dark or bright. No lighting, artificial or natural, should point directly at the camera. These things you have to take care of in both the online and offline setup. So if you see that there is some light effect and which is affecting the camera of the contestant who is in an online setup, please ask him to change the setup. One more thing, virtual background is not allowed, not even blur. So even the background of the contestants has to be clean and tidy. Video recording. The recording must only contain the introduction of the winning contestant speech by the contestant and the entire winning speech. The recording may not be edited in any way, such as by adding text, graphics, images, or anything that does not meet the requirements above. Okay, this is it. Now, these are for higher level of contest, so we will not cover it. Evaluation contest rules. At the beginning of this contest, a 5 to 7 minute test speech will be presented. Test speaker, contest chair brings. I'm announcing it for one last time. Contest chair brings the test speaker. And if contest chair is facing any difficulty, then you can ask the chief judge to bring the test speaker. The test speech must be a contest type speech or a project speech from the Toastmasters pathways. Contestants who choose to make preparatory notes during the test speech must use the evaluation contest notes. That means a blank sheet of paper. More than one sheet may be used. So if a person wants 2-3 sheets, he can have, but all should be blank with their names above. It is recommended that all levels of the contest, the Toastmaster giving the test speech may not be the member of the same club. So recommendation is that the same club member should not be the test speaker. The test speaker must be introduced by announcing the speaker's name, speech title, and speaker's name, same as the contestants. Neither the test speaker's project nor any objectives that the speaker may have can be made known to the contestants. So this happens, okay? Sometimes you announce that it is level 1 project 2 speech of the test speaker. No, nothing will be said. At the conclusion of the test speech, all contestants must leave the room. They then have 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation using the evaluation contest note sheet. Now, this is optional. You can ask them to prepare their notes in the main room. The reason they are telling you to leave the room and sit in a silent places so that there are no distractions and they can make the notes. They can stay in the main room for 5 minutes, put down their notes, and then they can be escorted out. The timing and preparation supervision must be under the control of the contest sergeant at arms. So sergeant at arms has to be all time alert that nobody is cheating. Okay. When it is not practical for contestants to leave the room, the contestants will complete their 5-minute preparation in the same room under the control of the contest sergeant at arms. I told you they can even write the 5 minutes note in the main room. Contestants must not use any digital or another devices during the contest to gain any unfair advantage. Now, point number C is very important. No other electronic device. Okay, so they cannot open their phone and start googling what the speaker was saying. So for example, if there was any quotation used and they want to have something more for their evaluation script, they cannot start googling, start opening the phone. No, nothing is allowed. Whatever is in your mind, put down in the paper and then do it. After 5 minutes have elapsed, no further preparation is allowed, and all the contestants must hand their copy of the evaluation contest note sheet to the contest sergeant arms. The evaluation contest note sheet must be handed back to the contestants as they are introduced to present their evaluation. Now, this point is very important. Some people ask, if my name is not announced and I am in the main room, I have been escorted by the sergeant arms, can I start reading the paper until the contest chair does the audio video check? No. Only after their name is announced, they will open the evaluation sheet. Now, introduce each contestant by announcing the contestant's name twice. Note that this differs from the standard name speech title format of the international speeches, because in evaluation speech, there are no titles. For humorous speech, everything is same as per the international speech contest. The only thing is the subject for the humorous speech contest must be selected by the contestant. The speaker must avoid potentially objectionable language and anecdotes and material. Now, what can be objectionable? I say. So many times, we have sex-oriented jokes. Women joke on men, men joke on women, and sometimes, you joke on old people or, anything. You have a joke on a disabled person. So this should not be there. Nobody's sentiment should be harmed. The speech must be thematic in nature, opening, body, and close, and not a monologue series of one-liners. Now, the only difference between humorous speech and stand-up is humorous speech has a takeaway. Stand-up doesn't. Stand-up has a lot of one-liners. So they are clearly stating it should be a speech with opening, body, and closure, not a monologue series of one-liners. They cannot be just cracking jokes one after the other. Table topic contest rules. All contestants must receive the same topic, which must be of general nature. The topic is selected by the contest chair. The topic must be of reasonable length, must not require a detailed knowledge, and must lead to an opinion or a conclusion. Simple thing. If you are choosing table topics, do not choose a question. Only one-line sentences are good. For example, an apple a day keeps a merchant rich. Good topic. Life is a soup and I am a fool. Simple, easy to understand. Okay, not very tough topics should be chosen. Contestants will receive no advanced knowledge of the topic until the moment they are introduced by the contest chair. Contestants must not use digital or another devices during the contest to gain an unfair advantage. When the contest begins, all contestants except the first must leave the room and remain under the supervision of contest sergeant at arms. Introduce each contestant by announcing the contestant's name, topic, contestant's names. At the conclusion of each speech, the next speaker is invited into the room. Now, one important thing. Here it says, the topic is selected by the contest chair. Good. This is fine. You can just come up with one table topic, confirm it with the chief judge, and proceed ahead. But if you want to be double fair, like you want to be like, I don't want to be biased. So then what you can do is you can come up with 4 or 5 topics, keep them in check, and ask the chief judge to choose. Whatever chief judge chooses, you can go ahead, which usually we do in all the contests. Now, video speech contest is also there, but we are not doing it, so we are not seeing. Now, contest share checklist. This is important. Preparation. Determine the budget for the contest, remembering that contest income expenses should break even. So if it is an offline contest, you are trying to have mics, refreshments, any other thing. So please note that, it suffices within the budget of the club or the area or anything. Allow for such expenses as awards, contest material, deposits, meals, printing, postage, etc. If there is any entry fee to attend the contest, that fee must be waived for the contestants. The contestants cannot be charged a fee to compete. So let's suppose for this area contest, you are doing offline and you want to charge 200 rupees from all. Contestants cannot be asked for fee. This is important, okay? Select a place and time for the speech contest and coordinate the selection with the proper Toastmasters officer. Determine the agenda for the contest. Agenda should be right in the hand of every person. Arrange for the supplies and services required for the event. So if water is required, paper is required, anything, everything should be arranged beforehand. Order certificates of participation for all contest speakers and order trophies from world headquarters for the winners. So mostly trophies are given by the district for area, division, and district. And for the club contest, if you want trophies, you can arrange them from any merchant that is authorized by Toastmasters International. So mostly for our district, we have muskurado.com. Toastmasters, and if you don't know anyone, then you can just go to your area director and ask him, can you please provide us the trophies? So he will arrange it. Toastmasters International Speech Contest materials are available for free to download. Now these are there, these things. One is speaker's eligibility and originality form, contest time record sheet, judges guidance ballot, judges certification of eligibility and code of ethics, counter tally sheet, tie-breaking judge ballot, speech contest profile results. All these things are also available in our district's website. I will show you where. Okay. Select the chief judge. See the eligibility selection in this rule book for eligibility requirements of a chief judge. I already told you. Now the question, you see, select the chief judge. So who appoints the chief judge? It is the contest chair. So nowadays what is happening most often is the president only chooses the chief judge and contest chair. But as the contest chair, it is your responsibility to appoint the chief judge. In case you are not happy with the chief judge that is appointed by the president, you can say that. Okay, and you can tell him that it is my responsibility to appoint the chief judge. Appoint any supporting role players needed for the contest, including sergeant arms, test speaker, or any other roles. Meet with members serving in supporting roles and brief them on their responsibilities. So briefing the role players is the responsibility of the contest chair, except for the timers. Notify the contest officials of the time and place of the contest and pre-contest briefings. And this should be done 2 weeks before the contest. So if the contest is going to happen, as the contest chair, all the participants should be made aware before 2 weeks. Now notify the contestants of the time and place of the contest and pre-contest briefing 2 to 6 weeks before the contest. Now time and place should be determined also beforehand. Now you have to provide them what? All the contestants must have this packet. Speech contest rule book, the one which I am reading, speech contest profile form, and speaker's certification of eligibility and originality form. Okay. Now promote the contest in your community by sending news releases. Ensure that each contestant is eligible under the contest rule books. Okay. Verify the membership status. Ask for the club rooster. Club officers and district leaders can use the eligibility assistant available in Leadership Central. Now, verify education. If the member is competing in the international speech contest, confirm that they have completed level 1 and level 2 of any path in the Toastmasters Pathways Learning, okay, or have earned a Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Contestants briefing. Verify the presence of all contestants and pronunciation of their names. You will also conduct a brief informal interview with each contestant after all the ballots are conducted. Review the speech contest rules with the speakers. So whatever rules are there, for example, timing rule, protest rule, how will they be evaluated by the judges, the ballots, everything you have to tell to the speaker. Review speaker's certification of eligibility and originality. Remind contestants that by signing this form, they certify that they have read and understood the rules regarding eligibility and originality. Review the timing protocol with speakers. Speakers should know what is going to be the timer's device, what will be the timing duration, and if they have any problem, then what all they can do. Everything. Acquaint contestants with the exact speaking area such as lectern, tables, lighting, microphone, etc. All contestants must have the opportunity to test any amplifying equipment before the contest. That is what we do. We do audio video check, and this is done in an offline contest as well. Now draw for speaking positions. Draw for order is also done by the contest chair during the briefing. It says during the briefing. Okay. Now during the contest, open the contest with a brief introduction. Inform the audience. The rules have been reviewed by the chief judge and contestants. Contestants have been informed of the location and the timing lights. The taking of photographs during the speeches is not permitted. Now, if someone wants the recording of their speech, if it is an online setup, the contest gets recorded and their part of speech can be given to them. If it is an offline setup, then the camera that is recording you can deliver that recording of their time zone. And if let's suppose you are not using any camera, then you can ask the other any other person in the audience to record for that contestant. But that contestant should have told you that he needs the recording. Each contestant selects their own speech topics. Some of the content may be personal in nature and contain language, ideas, or beliefs that some audiences may consider sensitive. So even though they can have their own speech topics, you should tell them that the speeches have to be universal in nature. Introduce each contestant speaker. Do not make preliminary remarks about any speaker or the subject of their speech. Especially do not mention the name or location of the speaker's club or place of residence. Introduce each contestant slowly and clearly. Now, I will only say contestant number 1, Vandita Shukla, contestant number 1. That is it. After the speaker has concluded, you will just say thank you. You will not say thank you, what a wonderful speech, I'm delighted. No. No appreciation is done. You have to remain same for all the contestants. And also there is one more thing which I want to bring to light, that if your voice was loud for contestant number 1, the same loudness should be maintained for all the contestants. So, you have to make sure that whatever pitch you are announcing the name at, it has to be same for all the contestants. Upon completion of the speeches, ask voting judges and time-breaking judges to complete their ballots. At this time, the counters will collect their ballots. Okay, this is for the chief judge. While the ballot counters are counting ballots, the contest chair will interview each speaker. At the conclusion of the contest speeches and while the results are being tabulated, introduce the contestants again, giving the club, area, and district they represent. So when the interviews will be done, then you can tell their club, area, division, and any other thing. Okay? You have to present their certificates of participation. A short interview may be conducted at this time using the contestants' biographical information as a guide. When the interviews are completed, collect the contest results from the chief judge. Address any protests. Protests are limited to voting judges and contestants. Okay, this procedure I have already told you. Prior to announcing results, the chair must announce if time disqualifications occurred, but not the same contestant involved. You cannot say the name, but the number of contestants. The chief judge may discuss the matter privately with the disqualified contestant. If if chief judge wants to discuss anything, he can, but it is not recommended to do so. Okay. In closing, thank all who helped make the contest a success. Now, after the contest, okay? After the contest, provide the contact details for all the contestants to the chief judge so that judge can complete the notification of contest winner form. So, whoever is the winner, their name and number should be provided to the chief judge. If there are any PR that needs to be done, so for example, any poster to be released, any news releases, you can offer that only after the contest has completed. Make sure all bills pertaining to the contest are paid promptly. This is it. Okay. Contestants checklist. Before the contest for international humorous, prepare your own substantially original speech. And this is all. This is not for contest chair, so I'm not reading it out. Now you see this book had everything. Do you have any questions at present?
Yes. Can I ask Vandita?
Yes.
For the club level, trophies can be, we can get trophies from anywhere, right? Or only from mustrado.com.
Can you be a little louder, Monica? I can't hear you.
For the club level contest, we can get the trophies from anywhere, right?
No. So one thing you need to understand. Thank you for asking this question. Anything trophy.
We have to get it from
Poster.
mustrado.com
No,
only, right?
let me complete. Trophy,
Sorry.
poster, certificate, everything is related to the PR of Toastmasters International.
Yes.
They have brand guidelines. Okay.
Yes.
How much will be the logo? How much will be anything or this? So whichever merchant you are using, okay, from wherever you are getting the trophies, all these brand guidelines should be followed.
Okay.
And mostly in the contest rulebook also you can see it was written, get the trophies from world headquarters only. Okay. So muskurado.com is one authorized vendor of Toastmasters International. Even the district trophies come from there, area also, everywhere. So even for the club level, if you want, you can order the trophies from there, muskurado.com. I will provide you the link, and they have trophies at the reasonable rate.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can ask the area director that this is my budget. Please provide me the trophies. So area director or any other district official is not compensated to give clubs the trophies. However, if you give them the money, they can provide you the trophies. In any case, you are not able to order. Okay, you can directly order from muskurado.com. That is one thing. Now, certificates. There are authorized certificates. They are present. I will show you where all these things are. I will just share the screen. You can take that certificate, edit on the PDF editor and deliver it. That is it. You can get that certificate in print form as well.
Right. And secondly, for the club level evaluation contest, the test speaker has to be from different club.
Yes.
It has not to be from the same club.
Yes.
Not to be from the same club. Am I right?
Yes. You are right.
Yes.
You are right.
But at times I have seen that the test speaker is from the same club. We should not have it.
Okay, so if you were the voting judge, you should point that out to the chief judge. If you are any role player, you should point that out to the contestant. It should be pointed out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So see, now I have told you what all things are important, right? So you will obviously be the contest official somewhere. Okay, and let's suppose you are in the audience also. Please help the contestant and chief judge do the right thing. Okay, in any case, they are missing any point. Okay, or they are making any mistake, you can personally message them that this thing has to be done like this. You can, of course, because presenting the quality contest is very important, right?
Okay.
But now, why am I saying is no contestant should have any added advantage. Nobody should feel like this contestant got the leverage. In his time, the timer was using the presentation. For me, he was using the virtual background. So what is this? So transparency, uniformity. This is the responsibility of the contest official. And as the audience, even if you are there, then you can advise the same.
Okay, thank you.
Now I'm showing you from where all you can order the things.
One question from my side. Like
Yes,
I'm
please.
Nirmala. We have got participation certificate and winner certificate. Winner certificate are to be arranged by chief judge or contest chair.
Contest chair. All the certificates, contest chair.
And on online meetings, it is to be shared by the tag master or the contest chair.
That is your choice. You can have as many role players for your help if you want. You can have 3 timers also. You can have 4 timers also. You can have 4 sergeant arms also. You can have 2 contest masters also. You can have 2 tech masters also. How many people you want, you can have. That is your wish. And what all role you want to assign them, your wish. But minimum 2 timers, 2 ballot counters, 5 voting judges for area and club level division, for area and club level contest. That is for the chief judge. But still, you should ask him if 5 voting judges are there or not. And 1 contestant and 1 chief judge. These are the mandatory things.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now see, I have just put it on Google District 124 Toastmasters. Okay. Now you can go to our website. This is our district website. For the resources, I'm telling you the very easy way. And you can see the resources are there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you can see PQD area.
Mm-hmm.
Come to PQD area now. Go to here, contest kit. You can see this.
Yes, ma'am.
It has everything. You download it. It is a zip folder. It will get downloaded. And it has everything. Timer, tally counter, SAR, contest chair, chief judges, resources, and certificates. Everything is there.
Okay.
I'm providing this link to you in the chat window as well. You can use it
Fine.
in the future. District allows you, gives you everything. You don't need to worry. Now, from where can you order trophies? That link I'm also showing you.
Mm-hmm.
This is there, muskurado.com. Awards,
Okay.
trophies. Okay. Now see, Toastmasters is there, right? Pins, ribbons, trophies, plaques, club merchandise, pens, notebooks. It is the official merchant authorized from Toastmasters International.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving you. So even for your club members, if you want any pin, ribbons, you can come here and take that.
Ma'am, is it anybody can order or it is just some club officers who can order on this?
Anyone can.
Anyone can order. Whatever merchandise he or she wants can order for himself.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm sharing the contest chair rule book. Important. In your free time, please read it, even though I read it like in length. And in case you have any doubts, feel free to ping me. I'm always there to help. I've provided all the links. I'm providing my number as well. Okay, let me stop the recording. This was it for the training. Thank you for joining, and I hope the training helped. We can take the question and answers now.